There we are. Yes.
Welcome to the Curt and Jen in the Morning podcast. We are both remote really today because I'm up in Cedro Woolley with my hot firefighter boyfriend, Pat. And you are where, Curt?
I am in a little place called Bonita Springs, right by Naples, Florida, with my sister and brother-in-law, and my dad's just down the street. My other sister's up there in Tampa, so we're all getting together for, it's obviously, I'll be back in Seattle before the actual big day, but we're kind of doing an early week ahead of Christmas. So yeah, it's pretty good to be here, and it's still very sunny and humid, which I'm sure a lot of people in Seattle would say we take the humidity now for the sunshine and the warmth, right?
Yeah. Before we start our show, well, we started it, but before we really get into the meat of it, I'd like to wish two very loyal listeners to the podcast and friends of ours, Debbie and Glenn, very happy birthdays. They are both celebrating monumental birthdays today. Do I even dare say what they're celebrating?
No, it's okay. You said happy birthday.
Okay. Happy birthday. Debbie celebrated her. She's the one that had the big I already said it last episode, the 60th birthday. But I was just going to say, Glenn doesn't even want to celebrate his birthday at all. And you know how much that kills me, Curt.
Well, but there's a lot of people that are on that boat when you get to a certain age, like, it's just another day. But Jen will not let that happen.
No, because it's not just another day. It's a day that, that marks the birth of you, and you're still on this side of the earth, which is something we're celebrating, especially as we get older.
That's a good thing. You know what else is a good thing? The stuff on the show today, all the topics.
What do we have?
Christmas traditions that everybody says that they'd like to ditch, get rid of these Christmas traditions. Also, true story, not eating sweets might kill you.
What teachers want and don't want for gifts, which is interesting.
Right?
The right and wrong way to eat a candy cane. And we asked you this, things you did for the first time in 2024, and we have answers. And I like them a lot.
Let's start with this, because this is so awesome.
So I want to tell this story because we ended the show yesterday, and I'm like, Curt, oh my God. Because I was uploading our video on YouTube, and there's this big story about Coldplay having like this video that's only been up for 2 days, and it had over 14 million views. And I'm sure it has. That was as of yesterday, yesterday morning. And I looked at it, and then I called you, and I'm like, Curt, have you seen this All My Love video by Coldplay?
Well, you actually, what intrigued me, you sent it, he's like, you got to see this because it's got Dick Van Dyke in it. So of course I'm thinking, hey, this will be a cool Coldplay video for a Coldplay song, and you got Dick Van Dyke doing something goofy in it. But it turns out it's more like his life. Actually, it almost seems like the people in the Coldplay, Chris Martin and those guys, are huge fans of Dick Van Dyke, who is 99, by the way. And they may have said, you know what, we want to make this video for you and show everybody how awesome you were for your entire life. That's what the video said to me.
That's what it was for. I read something actually last week saying that video was coming out, and I didn't think much of it because Dick Van Dyke just recently celebrated his 99th birthday. Right. And I believe that they did that video in honor of his 99th birthday. What I don't know, and I should have read up on, is the connection. But it was beautiful. Well, it's a beautiful, beautiful video. The song is amazing. Coldplay is amazing. Dick Van Dyke's amazing.
We wish we could share some of the song with you, but unfortunately, the way things work, our video will get flagged, and it'll say, you can't put this up with that song in the background. But it is awesome to watch. It is awesome to see. And it'll make you feel good.
Yeah, it's worth going out of your way to, when you get to your computer or on your phone, and have 3 minutes.
Yeah. Again, the song All My Love, Dick Van Dyke, along with Coldplay. Check it out.
Oh my.
Is this even news anymore?
It's so funny you say that, because I feel like, all right, here we go again, Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey is now tied for the longest. This is for her song, All I Want for Christmas Is You. It is on top of the Billboard Hot 100 again for a 16th total week. That does not mean 16 weeks in a row this year. That means overall, all the years combined, it's been on the top of the Billboard charts for 16 total weeks. She has the record song with the longest command on the Hot 100, Billboard Hot 100. That was One Sweet Day with Boys to Men. And that was 16 total weeks for that one. So if she gets one more week with All I Want for Christmas for You Is You, then that'll mean she has the longest charting song ever, ever, ever.
I'm actually surprised that it's only 16 weeks at the top.
Well, you know what? I mean, the song came out like in 1994, but it really didn't get to be the 94. No, it wasn't that.
Yeah, no, it was 94. It was
Yeah.
1994.
But it really didn't become the big Christmas deal until relatively recently, you know. So I wish I don't think we have the actual first year that it charted. All I Want for Christmas Is You. However, I guess I just always assumed when they said, "Oh, this song is charted for X," because usually it's like, okay, well, it's whatever, 10 weeks in a row, and then it falls off the chart, and that's it. It doesn't come back on every year for a couple of weeks, and that's what I think this one has done. So for a total of 16 weeks, Mariah Carey, "All I Want for Christmas Is You" may be the longest charting Billboard Hot 100 song ever. We'll see.
Okay.
I actually was kind of surprised that when I found out it was One Sweet Day as well. I thought it'd be like a Beatles song or something.
I'm actually very surprised at that song being on there.
Okay, well, we've given that enough talk, right?
Yeah.
Here's another one that I'm not sure how much of a story this is, but if you're a Madonna fan, you'll be excited to know that Madonna has new music planned, at least planned for 2025.
We were both rolling our eyes at this. I love Madonna because I grew up with her. She was my people.
Okay, what
But
happened?
I feel like here's the thing. I still love her older songs, but I feel like her newer songs are well, they're not hitting.
Well, the last time we had new music from her was with that Madam X that came out in 2019, so about 5 years ago.
Right?
And then that
What'd that
had
do?
a tour to go along with it. So she's been kind of, you know, under the radar for a while now. So I guess this may be very big news. She posted a Instagram yesterday, a video montage of her in the studio working on new music with the producer, and I guess they were dancing around and what have you. But that was announced yesterday. If you are a big Madonna fan and still a big Madonna fan, unlike Jen, you just like the old stuff. I mean, how long has it been since? What's the most recent Madonna song that you, Jen, would say that's a great song? That's my favorite.
I couldn't tell you. I mean, from the 80s and maybe 90s.
Ray of Light?
Oh, the most recent? I guess that would be the most recent. When was that?
Off the top of my head, I don't know, but remember she had a pretty cool song with Justin Timberlake a few years back. Was that 4 Seconds or something like that? I think that was from a movie.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Okay, well, you call yourself a fan.
All right. Well,
Wow.
maybe I just need to have an open mind and heart and
Okay,
embrace
we'll see.
her.
And who knows? It may not even happen, but she is working on new music for next year. Madonna is, and she's 66. So I,
Good
not
for
that that
I mean,
matters. It says right here, Madonna is 66.
good for her though, for still
Yeah.
releasing music at 66. That I love.
Yep, absolutely.
Ooh,
What do you think
so
about this
many,
one?
so
What
many
do you think about this one,
traditions
Jen?
during the holidays. So many. And these are the top Christmas traditions we'd ditch.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe you have with your family, you get together, you know what, we don't need to keep doing this every year. This is a kind of an old tradition, yes, but apparently somebody did a poll and asked Americans which of the major Christmas traditions they would be open to getting rid of. And we have
The top
5 of
five.
them.
Right. Number 5 is Christmas music.
Oh, you can't get rid of
What?
Christmas music. No way.
Number
Number
4
4,
is Secret Santa gift exchanges, which I'm fine with that.
some people are like, no, I don't need to do that. Gift giving
No.
altogether, not just Secret Santa. Gift giving was number 3. Don't make the pouty face.
Ugly sweaters. Yeah, I could do without that.
Yeah, but the number one of Christmas traditions, people said, yeah, we could get rid of that, is sending Christmas cards. And before you say it, Jen, I know you're like, I'm a huge Christmas card sender.
You're gonna be surprised, Kurt Cruz. I was
Mm,
a huge Christmas card sender, but I found that I mean, I was beating myself up because when the year that I got divorced was the year that was like, I don't know if I want to put anything out, and then I
okay.
did, and then I actually have Christmas cards for 2 years that I never even sent because it was causing me too much stress to take time to address them and write in them and write the letter that goes with them, and I'm just like,
I'm not 100% sure, but I think Dana and I might be at the point where we look at who sent us Christmas cards last year. It's like, okay, these people are getting Christmas cards. We're done with the rest of us. I
I'm
don't know.
I
But
will be getting on
I
that.
think a lot of people are passing on that these days. But what also we found out, the Christmas traditions, people said, hey, here's what I'd rather do. They aren't really Christmas traditions. I'd love to see a Christmas tradition of, well, hey, I've got four for you here. How about having a themed Christmas? Like it's a tropical Christmas. Theme. Some people said you should take a vacation as a Christmas vacation should be part of your traditions.
Yes.
Number two on this list, to focus on family time together instead of gifts, decorations, and meals. That's a good idea. I mean, you
Yeah.
can still do gifts, decorations, and meal, but focus on family time together. The number one tradition people said that they want to swap in, spend all day in your pajamas, which I usually call that Sunday, but that could be a Christmas tradition as well. All day in your pajamas.
I like it. I like
Maybe
it.
not
I
all
thought
day.
that's what you did on Christmas is you spent all day in your pajamas.
Isn't that what everybody does?
I thought.
Okay, well, a lot of people think that should be a tradition as well, not just a few of us. But
I feel like this study is a little, or the title of this article about this study is a little misleading. A study, this is the title,
I would
is a
agree.
study found eating no sweets at all might kill you. That is extreme. Let us tell you more. Curt Cruz.
Well, you're supposed to grab people's attention with the headline,
Well,
Although I did not write that
but it's
headline. That was the
deceiving.
actual headline. All right, here we go. If you've managed to avoid eating all the holiday sweets so far, congratulations on your willpower. Now the tough news. A study found eating no sweets at all could kill you. Researchers tracked the added sugar intake of 70,000 people. So they're pretty serious,
That's
right?
significant, yeah.
And they wanted to see how it affected their heart health, stuff like that, their overall health, their heart health and stuff like that. They looked at three sources, which is sugary toppings like honey, sweets, and sweetened drinks. They found, of course, that too much sugar can up your risk for heart attack or stroke, but they're also surprised to find that people who completely avoided sugar were also at a higher risk.
Well, the too much sugar part really landed in drinks. That's where they were like, especially in drinks.
Sure.
This is where you get in trouble.
So drinks, they said that was one of the higher risk things, like you said. They think it's possible that no sugar people had, oh, well, this doesn't count, but they think it's possible that the no sugar people had pre-existing conditions that weren't revealed, and that's why they were avoiding sugar. So it could explain why their hearts weren't as healthy. I'm with you. This is a misleading headline.
You have music that's playing nonstop on your computer, which I'm really loving, Curt.
Oh, sorry. Did it stop now?
It did. Yep.
Okay.
Here it says still, it suggests that extremely low sugar intake may not be necessary or beneficial. So the advice is, you know what it always has been. Don't overindulge.
Yeah.
An
No
occasional
new news
sweet.
there, right?
Yeah, and an occasional sweet is okay for most people. For most people, right? Some people, no. And it may even be, I'm going to use air quotes, good for you.
Because that's what people will focus on. Oh, sweets are good for me. I'm going to eat more of them.
Yeah.
Probably not. Probably not.
I have things to say about this next topic.
All right. I'm prepared. The headline is America is divided on the right way to eat a candy cane.
Now, Curt, how do you eat your candy cane?
I haven't given it that much thought. I would say, yeah, probably from the stem part. Probably start there up, and then the hooky part last.
Okay, so what I do, I like to like make the end as pointy as possible. Like
Are you turning
stabbing,
your candy cane into a weapon? What's going on?
yes, that's what I was gonna say, like weapon like. That is what I do. You make it as pointy as possible, and then I like poke my tongue and poke my lips, poke my face.
All right. Some
But
insight into Jen Pierak. I like that.
and then I'll, finish that part, and then I'll break that part off, and then I like to eat the whole, like the loopy part separately. And when I was little, I used to pretend like it was like a retainer or something if it was like the bigger candy.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you make the pointy end a weapon and then you make the other curved end a weapon, you got kind of a throwing star there. It's even a better, more effective weapon. But this is a survey from the National Confectioners Association. It has nothing in here about weaponry. America is divided. About half of us start with a straight end. So about 50% or so start with a straight end. A third start with a curved end, and 16% break them apart and eat them piece by piece, which is probably how I would do it, except your hands get sticky.
I cannot be alone in this making it a weapon.
Oh, I
There's
doubt
no
that you
way.
are. But
Okay.
you also use it as a weapon. Therein
I
lies the
do.
rub.
No, I do not. But I'm just saying, I can't. I feel like I'm not alone in that whole
Okay.
like make the end as pointy as possible, then eat it.
People, feel free to comment on that. I'd love to hear what people have to say. Hmm.
I don't understand this one.
Well, it's pretty straightforward. People were asked about what they thought was the best year in American history. And so we get down to how many Americans feel this year, 2024, was the best year in American history. Because a lot of people said this was kind of a struggle this year. You know what I mean? There was
For
a lot
sure.
going
Okay.
on,
Yes.
some
Yes.
good stuff, some bad stuff, some mediocre stuff. So they did a poll of US adults. And again, they said 2020, or what, 2024 in particular, how would you rank that as one of the best years, just an average year, or the worst year? What do you want to know first? Who said best or who said worst?
Well, what's your? I first of all want to know your opinion before you read me. I like for me, 2024 was like, I mean, is
Yeah, it was
whatever.
pretty
It's
meh.
fine.
I mean, some things
Yeah.
were. I mean, I guess in any given year, in people's personal lives, some things can be really lousy, and some things can be okay or great. Overall, I'd say 2024 was not one of my favorites.
Me
Lots of
neither.
stress,
I would
lots of
just,
stress.
yeah, I would just say,
And
yeah, right.
but you know who doesn't agree with me is 6% of Americans say 2024 was one of the best years in American history.
I'd like to
That's
meet
a little
those
hard to believe.
people.
What
I
made it
have
the
some
best?
questions. I have some questions.
Okay. The rest of the study, 44% said 2024 was average. About a third said it was one of the worst years in American history. How about this, though? Because you like to see the sunny side, you like to have a good, happy ending, right, Jen?
Yeah.
4 in 10 Americans think their life will be better in 2025.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
I
looking on
like
the bright side. That's seeing things.
I'm
Yeah.
here for it. I am
Having a
here
positive mental
for
attitude.
it.
Yeah, it's all
Yes.
good. Hmm. Hmm. We did something
Okay.
like this before, but now we have some actual stats to go with it.
All
The
right. The top go-to responses for dislike gifts. So this
yeah.
is if you've opened a gift and you're like, I like this. Why am I getting this? Maybe draw from some of these
Yeah, because otherwise you're going to
phrases.
go, oh, oh.
Where do you want to start, Curt?
Um, you know what? Let's just treat these all as if they're, important.
Okay.
I know we have percentages here, but let's just go with it. Here are things that you can say. We're trying to help you out here. When you get that gift and you're like,
Okay, now
don't
Curt,
go. That's not a response. Not the response should not be, that's
you need
bad.
to draw from your acting skills and really try to like when you say these words, like say it how it should be said as
Right.
you've received the gift.
Well, one of the things on here uh, is where did you get this? And that to me is
No,
not
it's
a good
all in the
response
way
at
you
all.
say it. No, it's like, "Oh, where did you get this?"
Okay, okay.
Okay?
Keep going. What are some more?
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so unique. Ready? Next one.
Yeah,
I don't like this one actually because this is hard to say. It's the thought that counts. Like, how do you even say that nice? Oh, it's the thought that counts.
that
Like,
sounds insulting from the get-go.
I
But
would
you,
say that
Jen,
to
have done
my
a fine job
children.
of sugaring up these responses. So
That you don't say out loud to someone else who gave you the gift. It's maybe you say that to your children who are like, "Why did grandma get me this gift?" And my mom always gives good gifts, so that's a bad example, but just to say, and then you'd be like, "Oh, honey, it's the thought that counts." Like they were thinking of you.
let me try some of these with my sugar-coated,
Okay, go.
response. Oh, you're too kind. No,
Um,
what a great present. Eh?
no, it's like, "Oh my gosh, what a great gift."
So you have to say, oh my gosh, before all of them. I see what it is, Jen.
Yes, you need to put something in front of it like, "Oh my gosh, this is such a thoughtful present.
All
Thank
right.
you."
Oh my gosh, you shouldn't have.
Kurt.
I'm not acting. I know. You finish it up. You're doing way better than me.
Okay, these are the top 3. Oh, I really appreciate this. See, you gotta follow it up with a thank you so much too, I believe. Like, "Oh my gosh, I
Okay.
really appreciate this gift. Thank you so much."
What about, okay, I'm gonna
Yes,
act.
number 2 you can do.
I love it.
Oh my
No,
god.
no.
Add something to the front of it like, "Oh, I love it."
Ah, I love it.
Okay, this is the number one response that you
Go
say
for
if
it.
you get a gift that you didn't like. Oh, Curt, thank you so much for thinking about me or thinking of me. That was
That's about a
really
third of
that
people say that they usually say something like that.
that was really thoughtful of you. Thank you.
But now, any of these that are on this list, if somebody says this to you, you're going to think, oh, they didn't like it.
Right?
Because some of these will be genuine responses, even if you do like the gift, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, a little bit more to the study. They found that avoiding eye contact is the clearest sign that you didn't like a gift, followed by putting on a fake smile, changing the tone of your voice, Jen, or talking too much about how great the gift looks. Hey, I guess you can overdo it, and they're like, okay, they don't like it.
Just say your thank yous and move along.
All right. Onward and upward. Here we go.
I'm trying this, by the way. This I am trying. I'm talking about this. I love it.
Okay.
Because I thought,
Well,
because this is my favorite soda, first and foremost. I don't know how I feel about it hot, but I'm here for it and I'm here to try it.
well,
Hot,
all I'm gonna do with this is because I actually am not a fan of the soda. I'm not gonna knock it or anything like that. I guess I just kind of did. I won't be doing this because I'm not a huge fan of the soda to start with. But the deal is something trending for the holidays is hot Dr. Pepper.
maybe if it's hot, you would like it. You never know.
Okay,
Don't knock it till you try it.
give it a shot.
And people are saying it's actually really good. Then they're claiming it's a great holiday drink because of all the different kind of spices that are in Dr. Pepper. So what
Now,
you do is you take
go
a
ahead.
crock pot and you pour 2 liter of Dr. Pepper into the crock pot. Now, I would have to say it has to be Dr. Pepper.
Well, this is only for Dr. Pepper.
Right.
There's nothing here about using Coke or anything
No,
else.
no, no. What I'm saying is I don't know that I would use Mr. Pibb. I don't know that I use this off brand. I would use Dr.
Oh,
Pepper.
okay. All right.
Add some lemon, like put some lemon slices in, squeeze some lemon in it, heat it all up, and then enjoy. And the funny thing about all of this current trending holiday thing,
Right.
this is an old recipe back from the 1960s.
So has this just recently come back into,
Yes. Yeah.
wow.
I like it.
Well,
Way to
the
be
first thing that
retro.
concerns me about this is when I think crock pot, I think something that's going to be, simmering for 4 hours. I wonder how long you have to keep your Dr. Pepper in that crock pot. And could you just stick it in a microwave? Mm?
No, no, you cannot.
All
No.
right. Do it the
Try it.
official, do it right the first time. You never have to do it again, right?
Got it. We got to try it.
Okay. Hmm.
One
This
of
is
the
news
biggest.
about Wicked for Wicked fans. I didn't even know that there was going to be a second part to the Wicked movie, but apparently there is.
Are you kidding me right now, Curt? Did you go see Wicked?
Well, I know with this. See, here's the thing. I would think with as successful as it was, they'd say, okay, we're going to make a second Wicked movie. Yes, we are. But apparently, it's already done.
Right. Because, okay, have you seen the Wicked movie yet?
No, I've seen the play several times, but I've not
Okay.
seen the movie.
So I know you know the play, the musical very well. So you would
Mhm.
watch this movie and know that the story is not finished. There's a lot more to the story. And so they have another movie which we knew. Many people, I didn't know that you didn't know this, that knew that there was going to be two parts from the get-go of the movie Wicked. Part
Oh,
1
okay.
this year, next year is part 2. We have to wait until November 21st of 2025 to even get it. But the fun thing is they've titled it, and that's the thing. They're going to start giving us little bits and pieces of this, right?
Oh, and the title is awesome because I love the fact they call it Wicked Part Two, Most Wickedest.
No, did not call it that. I'm like, where did you get that? No, it's
Wicked Part
Wicked.
Two, The Revenge of Elphaba.
No,
Oh,
Wicked colon for good.
I like that better than mine.
Me too. I really like it a lot. And a lot of people are asking, and you've answered this. When are they going to start filming Wicked 2? They already have it done. They wrapped it at the same time as they wrapped part 1 because they wanted the cast members to look the same across both movies. So
Right.
of course they had to do that. So there
Yeah, and
you go.
Elphaba, maybe over after a year, she might not be as green, right? The greenness could like fade a bit.
Maybe. I don't
All
know.
right. I'm done. Is it important? for the kiddos.
I think this is a good little nugget of information for parents who are trying to figure out if they've decided to get their kids teacher something for Christmas.
Yeah, so they asked a bunch of teachers. 800 teachers were asked about common gifts that they get this time of year. So they were able to say, oh, here's the stuff that I got that was good in the past. Here's the stuff that was not so great. Apparently, your safest best bet on this is not going to cost you too much. It could even be free. Okay, so here you go. You can. There's only 5 that we have here. Suggestions from teachers. These are the gifts that they would love to get. All right, love to get.
And over half of them want a simple handwritten letter from their kiddo in their classroom, which I love that, right? And that's such a teacher thing too, because it makes them practice their writing and their thoughtfulness. So many things that but I think that you could do a handwritten note / letter with one of these other things. Number 2 is cash or gift cards.
True, true. Teachers can use the extra cash, certainly. Often they have to use a lot of their own money just to get supplies for the students in their class, which is not the way it's supposed to be. So a gift card is always a good idea too for your teachers.
You hit on number 3, Curt, classroom supplies, so they don't have to buy it themselves. So classroom supplies, it's kind of like a gift to not only the teacher, but the whole classroom.
Okay.
Personal items like a scarf or mug, and then packaged food like cookies or candy canes. Now, something that they don't want, there's only one of these things listed. They don't want, Curt, what don't they want?
Booze.
I think they secretly want it, but they don't want to get it from a kid because that's weird.
Well, not first of all, not everybody drinks. That's true. And also it's a little bit weird to get alcohol from a child, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I'd say.
That's right. So no booze, but the other things, particularly the handwritten letters are that, and again, that's not going to cost you anything. That's a freebie right there.
Yeah.
Handwritten letter.
I want to talk about this. I really do believe that this is something that needs to be heard. So
I see why now.
There is on I believe it's on TikTok. It's this jokey PSA for lazy dads, and it's making the rounds, like I said, on TikTok. If you only do one thing this week, dads / partners of female or just a partner in general, make sure that Santa fills your partner's stocking. Because here's the video.
That should be obvious, but I guess it's not.
It's not, Curt. It's not. Here's the video that is going around. It's Christmas morning, and it doesn't look fake. This looks real. It's Christmas morning. The dad's going around filming, like, oh, look at all the presents. The kids are kind of opening presents, and he's like, there's JoJo's stocking, and there's Jane's stocking, and there's Timmy's stocking. Oh, and there's my stocking, and oh my gosh, is this an extra stocking? Whose stocking is this? And he looks to his wife with the camera and she's like, that's mine.
Wah, wah.
And I've had that happen to me many times.
But are you also sure that there's husband stocking has something in it?
Oh, the husband in this you mean in this video? Yeah, the husband stocking is full.
Wow. That's a bad husband right there. I'm sorry.
So
bad.
Just make sure that if you're not the one that typically helps Santa with filling stockings, because I know Santa has elves, make sure that all stockings are getting filled, that the elves know that all of the stockings need to be filled, and the elves might need some help with that.
Okay. So pass that along, kids, if you're listening, pass that along to dad, that maybe help the elves, right?
And here's the thing about it. It also is better when it looks better with the whole family too, because I remember when that didn't happen for me, which was the last, I don't know, handful of years, that I did stockings for everybody, and my boyfriend at the time, not hot fire Florida boyfriend Pat, did not. There was nothing, and my girls were like, "Mom, did you not get anything in your stocking?"
Oh man,
like,
it's so awkward and
no, I didn't.
Sad.
That's okay.
It's just sad.
Yeah, I'm like, that's okay. That's okay. Let's see what you guys got.
Yeah, no, that should not be okay. I'm for all dads, all husbands. Make sure you don't forget the stockings. How's that?
I think it can go both ways. That's why I tried to make it a little more generic. I mean, I think it typically falls on dads not, or husbands not doing it because it's just something they typically wouldn't think to do. But I think
Hmm.
just in general, make sure that everyone's taken care of this holiday season if that's a tradition you celebrate. That's
Love
all.
it.
Okay.
Good advice. Absolutely. Here we go. The C&J question o' the day.
This fills my heart in many ways because a lot of it's good. I haven't read through all of them yet, but the ones that I've gone through are great things.
Hmm.
Something you
Question of
did.
the day from yesterday. Something you did for the first time in 2024. As we get close to the end of the year, of course, there's tons of year-end type of things that come out, but I love this one that you came up with, Jen.
I do
What's
too.
something
I
you did
like.
for the first time this year in 2024? And as usual, thank you for showing up in droves with your answers. People love to talk about these things, so we have quite a few to share with you.
Yeah, Meredy went to Paris and got to perform on uh Omaha
Omaha
Beach.
Beach.
Omaha
She
Beach
was
with the
there with the
Indy.
Indianapolis Municipal Band. It was the 80th anniversary this year of D-Day, and I guess she got to perform with the band on Omaha Beach. Wow.
Super awesome.
Wow.
Janelle checked on her bucket list zip lined when she was in Mexico. I love zip
Hmm.
lining. Way to go, Janelle. I hope you loved it.
Marilyn said visiting Ruby Beach. That's in Washington, right? Ruby Beach.
I've never even heard of Ruby Beach.
Oh, okay. I thought I was missing something there. Matthew,
Yeah, keep
we did an
going.
escape room with some pretty awesome people, and we managed to get out. That's good because you were still in there at this point. I think that'd be bad.
Keep going. I'm going to look up Ruby Beach.
Okay. Ken Grant wrote and published my first novel.
Yay.
Hashtag when all the clouds collide. There's a book, and I checked to see it is indeed on Amazon.
Did you look at what it was about? Is it a fiction book? Do we know anything or no?
You know what? I looked to see if it was there before I purchased it, and it's there.
You're right, Curt. Ruby Beach is in Washington. It's in Olympic National Park, Washington. It's located on Highway 101, 27 miles south of Forks.
Fantastic. Sounds nice.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Stephanie says, I made homemade Irish cream for the first time.
Ooh, Stephanie,
Love
I
it.
didn't get mine yet. If you need my address, let me know.
How about this? Jody, I didn't know that this even existed. Jody competed in Whirly Ball Nationals.
What? That,
You know, in Edmonds, they've got that bumper car sport. You've driven past the Whirly Ball, which is a blast. I didn't know that they kept track of this and there was a competition, but there's nationals for Whirly Ball, and Jody apparently is a Whirly Ball queen, man.
have you played whirly ball before? I have never.
We had an opportunity. The answer is no. There was a gathering one time. I think it was a station thing. They were talking about, hey, we should all go play Whirly Ball, and for some reason it didn't happen. But I would love to do that.
Okay. Jackie went to the Dominican Republic and I know that's my roommate. She had a great time and I want to go someday. Andrea
Fantastic.
rode in a hot air balloon. I've never done that. It's on my bucket list. I need to get that done.
Well, and we're so close right up there to Snohomish, to Harvey Field. They do that all the time.
And Woodinville. Yeah.
Jenny said first time in 2024, a gold and silver medal in pickleball. Woo,
Yay, Jenny. I like it.
good deal. Barb, she's got two things.
Go.
Rappelling down a four-story building. Wow. I've
And
never rappelled.
and
And also
travel.
went to England and Scotland for the first time.
Yeah, that's so great. Kim raised a boy who is on a CFP ranked football team playing in the LA Bowl.
Not bad. I haven't done either of those things.
I don't know what CFP is.
Do you want to look that up too?
I will, yeah.
Okay. Carey, this is from Randy, his wife Carey, and Randy, they went on their first cruise. I saw photos from that. I think looks like it was pretty awesome. Our friend Bill rode horses for the first time in 2024 and also rode the roller coaster in Leavenworth. I didn't know there was a roller coaster in Leavenworth.
Yeah,
Also, first
I've been on
time.
it. It's good. It's decently fun. It's like a low one, like you're sitting kind of like on the track.
Okay. And Bill also, for the first time, went to Sleeping Lady Resort. Mm.
Oh, that's a pretty resort in Leavenworth. That's awesome. Curt, just so you know, CFP,
Mhm.
college football rankings.
Oh, okay.
No, wait, that's not P. CFR, CFP playoffs. Okay, maybe keep going. I screwed up. Hold on.
There aren't that many more. Nancy started taking yoga classes for the first time in 2024. Mary, and I think a lot of people would say I did this long ago, but good for you, Mary. She ate a mussel, not like an arm muscle, a muscle, mussel from the sea.
I got it.
What do you got?
Oh, college football playoffs. So let's
That's
just
what I
go
kind
back.
of guessed after you said CF was college football, but I
Okay,
wasn't
so
gonna go out on a limb there.
so
So
let's
let me
just
see.
go.
So that was Kim. I raised a boy who was on a college football playoff ranked football team playing in the LA Bowl. That's pretty huge.
I love that. I mean,
Pretty
so
huge.
many good things, Curt. I mean, for me, I mean, I joked yesterday about being laid off, from
Hmm.
our job. I've never
Hmm.
had that happen to me ever. Um, but I mean, I've learned a ton about remodeling. So many things about remodeling.
Right.
I
I don't
started
think I
my
would.
own little company because I'm doing contract work for Kroger and needed to start a little
Hmm.
company. What about you?
I had a hard time coming up with anything from 2024. There's plenty of things I've done for the first time. Let me see. Probably some home repairs, maybe. Um, yeah, I mean, maybe 2024 was a year for me of doing things for the second time.
All right. Well,
I'm not sure, but that's still posted if you want to join in on the fun. The weirdest, I'm sorry, we're looking for the something you did for the first time in 2024. Okay, there we
and
go.
the
We got
and the
that.
podcast question today, we gotta cut the music because we're gonna get cut off here. The question of the day is the weirdest thing you've Googled lately. The weirdest thing you've Googled lately will be on Facebook. Thank you
Hmm.
so much for listening. You got to make some good choices, find joy, and spread kindness.